Hey humans, welcome to Engineer Invests. On this channel, I reveal my experience with investing on the stock market through the Hargreaves Lansdown platform. So, do your distant cousin a favor and subscribe to my channel. Today's video is about why I choose concentration over diversification as an investment strategy. Have you ever wondered how people get so rich from the stock market so quickly? Well, it's because they are concentrating their capital, not diversifying. Diversification brings safety, stability, and hopefully long-term growth over the span of a few decades, whereas concentrating your capital into the right stocks can accelerate your dreams by decades. This is the harsh reality of trying to make something happen in life whilst you're still youthful. You have to take big risks. Without taking big risks, you might not lose anything, but you certainly aren't getting anywhere either. Now, in another video, we will get into the benefits of diversification. But until then, here are the top 7 reasons that I favor concentration in the market over diversification in the market. So, number 1, high risk, high reward. You can't become a millionaire without taking on major risks, and investing on the stock market is no different. Think about it. Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, Mark Zuckerberg, hell, even Warren Buffett himself. All of these billionaires were highly concentrated in the market, and that's how they became billionaires. They had shares in only the companies they owned and worked on. This allowed them to experience the full power of the market, buying into their stocks. Even Warren Buffett was buying individual stocks to grow his wealth over time. His rise to billions took a little longer because he didn't own any of these companies, and thus didn't have millions of stock options along the way. But he is a great example of how anybody can benefit from this method, and not just the owners of the company. Most people think billionaires are evil and somehow cheated the system or took advantage of people to gain their billions. But the truth is, they just made great companies that were listed on public stock exchanges, and so millions of other ordinary people bought shares in their companies, and thus inflating the price of each share, and along with it the wealth of the company owners. For company owners to become billionaires from their stock, it means that millions of ordinary people became millionaires riding the same wave. Early investors in Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, and so on are all millionaires now. These are ordinary people, both the employees of the company and random people that decided to take the risk and buy a lot of stock from companies they simply liked. So you see, investing in the right stock can completely transform your life. Sometimes even overnight, if you're lucky enough. Most of the time, we have to wait weeks, months, or even years of not much happening before that one day or piece of news that changes everything. So this is the number 1 reason to concentrate on individual stocks. Moving on to number 2, higher dividend income. When you open yourself up to the strategy of concentrating your capital, you always have to bear in mind that making the right decisions matter now more than ever before. If you previously were used to the comfort of diversification, if you choose the right dividend stocks, paying around a 10% dividend income, you can benefit from accelerated compounding, not just from higher returns, but because you can put more money into that stock and therefore accelerate yourself up the compounding curve to the faster rates. This is because compounding is an exponential process. Starting with smaller numbers, you get very tiny growth, and it becomes very hard to imagine this going anywhere. But the larger it grows, the faster it grows more if you reinvest all the dividends. So for example, if you have £100 in a 10% dividend stock, you'll get £10 that year. But if you had £100,000 invested, you'd get £10,000 that year. Now, number 3, little to no fees. When you choose to invest in individual stocks, you are managing your own portfolio yourself. If you were to invest in a mutual fund of an exchange-traded fund, or even a trust, there are fees that are charged on your investment annually. These fees can really add up high if your portfolio grows to significant amounts. Fees can be as high as more than 2% or as low as 0.2% depending on the platform and fund you're investing in. A 2% annual fee on your £1 million portfolio would cost you £20,000 per year, for example. But a £1 million portfolio fully invested into individual stocks like Rio Tinto for example, does not incur any charges at all, besides a platform fee if your broker charges one. For Hargreaves Lansdown, there is a 0.45% charge on your invested portfolio, which is capped at £45 for stocks. So no matter how high your portfolio gets, £45 is the maximum annual charge. Uninvested cash is not charged at all. Number 4. Conviction-driven strategies. Many people have deep knowledge of their careers and industries, or even hobbies, that they can utilize when choosing investments. The very first stock I ever invested in was Rolls-Royce when it was down at 65p per share. Today it has grown to £7 per share. That's a nearly 1,000% increase, meaning an investment of £5,000 at 65p would have grown to £50,000 in less than 2 years. The higher your conviction that a stock will do well, that you truly believe has huge potential, and that you will bet your hard-earned cash on one day going on a massive bull run, the more money that conviction will allow you to put into a single stock. If you had put £50,000 into Rolls-Royce at 65p instead, today it would be worth around £550,000 in just less than 2 years. Conviction needs knowledge and due diligence, otherwise it's just blind gambling. However, when investing we never know anything for certain. Number 5. Higher flexibility. More flexibility means you have the ability to jump in and out of trends and essentially attempt to get a higher return than the general market. If you aren't beating the 10% yearly growth mark, you might as well be diversifying, as you're probably just losing money. However, for diligent investors that are prepared to take risks and also do a lot of research into the best investments for growth throughout the year, they can gain unimaginable fortunes with a lot of luck on their side. Every year, throughout the year, there are stocks that have anywhere from 20% increases to 1,000% increases in a single day. With good timing, luck, and lots of research, many flexible investors hunt for these stocks all year and jump in and out of them to ride the bull runs and secure the profits. You have to jump out of them once you've had a huge bull run, because much of the time it's unwarranted and based on pure hype, and thus will come crashing back down. Number 6. Easier monitoring. When you focus on a small number of stocks, you can easily manage and monitor the portfolio as a whole. In diversification, you're probably going to invest in at least 20 or more stocks across different industries to start benefiting from the stability of diversification. However, even 20 stocks isn't quite diversified enough. This is how funds make possible to benefit from real diversification, by investing in or tracking hundreds of stocks on your behalf. With funds though, you can't manage that portfolio, you are simply experiencing the market and there's nothing you can do about it. With concentration, you have all the options, risks and responsibilities at your fingertips. You can check your portfolio daily, make changes whenever you need to in order to react to market events, and just do general housekeeping of your stock portfolio with ease. And last but not least, number 7. Concentration builds expertise and psychological strength. When you pour all of your capital into a handful of individual stocks, you're experiencing the full force of market downturns as well as upturns. You will need to develop a huge amount of psychological discipline. As Warren Buffett once said himself, you'll need to be prepared to watch your stock fall 50% and not sell it. Stocks fall a lot. They can be as dramatic as 50% down in one day, but then back up 100% the next day. If you sold at the bottom, you would have made a loss, whereas if you held out for the recovery, it would be like nothing ever happened. The daily movements of the market aren't real. It's only real when you lock in the price by pressing sell. Concentrating allows you to be an expert in your stock, so if you choose a stock to go all in on, you better know enough about it to withstand the bad days it will experience. If you have any questions about anything mentioned in this video today, or would like a separate video with further detail on something, please do feel free to comment below and ask away.